Thank you, Simone. And now turning to our third concept, and back to a spatial concept, the spatial fix. As you know, the movement known as the spatial turn was influential in connecting geography on one side and social theory on the other side. And it gave rise to numbers of innovative theoretical frameworks. The spatial fix counts as one of them. The concept of the spatial fix was coined by economic geographer David Harvey in the 80s. Series of his publications can be referred to as for the introduction and the definition of this concept of the spatial fix, as you can see here. The concept can be understood as a general theory of space and geographical development in the context of capitalism. It can be better grasped in tension with Harvey's thesis of acceleration. In this thesis, Harvey explains the modern acceleration as a consequence of the compression of space and time, and thus focuses on the idea of motion. In contrary, the concept of the spatial fix rather looks at inertia. The spatial fix, as a law of space production, is thus the counterpart of the phenomenon of acceleration. What does Harvey mean by the spatial fix? The spatial fix theory explains the process of geographical expansion as a solution to the crisis of capital over accumulation. Capitalism is characterized by the continual reinvestment of surplus value. When the reinvestment of capital no longer produces return, the excessive capital floods the market and thus results in a massive devaluation. For Harvey, capitalism inevitably leads to such breaking points, and thus capitalism has an instinctual drive to resolve its inner crisis tendencies. To absorb surplus capital, geographical expansion or restructuration is required, which repeatedly leads capital and capitalism to engage with place-making and space reshaping. So fixing is primarily meant here as a solution and an answer to the crisis. To quote Harvey, fixing, as in fix a problem, is to resolve a problem, resolve a difficulty, take care of a problem. Harvey intentionally also hints here at the other semantic dimension of the term fix, namely the attribution to a physical space. It refers to something being pinned down and secured in a particular locus. So the idea is that something is secured in space. It cannot be moved or modified anymore. Harvey's theory of the spatial fix has been widely discussed in the last decades, while some authors have underlined the necessity to contextualize Harvey's idea in historical materialism and Marxist views. Harvey's theory is tightly locked with capitalist lens, so that it cannot be applied stricto sensus in a general theory of space. Nevertheless, the research group Religion and Urbanity, Reciprocal Formations found the spatial fix particularly useful to explain the entanglement of economical and religious factors, and to understand religion as a significant actor of space production in the urban context via the accumulation of physical or non-physical resources. First of all, Susanne Rau describes Harvey's spatial fix theory in her book on history, space, and place, published in 2019, which you see the cover here, where she elaborates on the historiography of spatial history, on the spatial turn more generally, and on significant spatial theories today. Apart from this theoretical and methodological approach, several projects of the KFG benefited from the spatial fix theory for the analysis of particular case studies. Let us look in particular at Emiliano Zuccoli's work on early Christianity and the place-making process in the city of Carthage. Emiliano looked at the period of the increasing materialization of Christian religious space and at the critique by early Christian writers of polytheism that used to attach their gods to architectural containers, which Emiliano calls gluing gods to places. Emiliano's analysis on the text by early Christian author Tertullian shows how the writer uses polemic humor to criticize polytheism and its fixing tendencies. That is how polytheism is fixing footless and flowing entities to particular places, and thus the production of an urban sacred geography in Carthage. The very idea of fixing stands actually against the Christian ideal of immaterial religion. In the context of the empowerment of Christ believers and their own claim on the built urban space, the fixing of gods became a polemical issue. This example shows that religion used spatial fixing thousands of years before capitalism, and before capitalism did it with capital. This process could be referred to as religious spatial fix, although we have to bear in mind that this capitalist spatial fix can only be transposed in certain extent to historical religious contexts. Another example of the application of the spatial fix by the KFG is my own paper on temple thesaurization in the context of medieval India. My survey of water-related religious places in Western India during the Solanki dynasty, that is between the 10th to the 13th century, demonstrates the development of a land route between the capital city of Anirvalpatan, here on the top, and the pilgrimage center of Somnath, here at the bottom of the map. The sudden development of this land route expresses not just the wish to develop infrastructures between two very dynamic urban centers, but it also speaks for an early medieval capital crisis that was solved by geographical expansion. Religious acted as a significant actor of capital accumulation. The over-accumulation of capital and the endangering of this thesaurization loci, such as the Somnath temple in the Somnath city here at the bottom, and the raid on this temple by Mahmud Ghazni in 1026, resulted in a deep inner crisis that was resolved by geographical expansion and architectural endeavor. In both these cases, so in the cases of Carthage and in the cases of medieval India, the religious spatial fix not only solved an inner crisis, but it produced religious loci. It contributed to the production of a sacred landscape, rendering the religious more attractive to visitors from inside and outside the city. Thank you.